It actually happened again. I honestly cannot believe it. I didn't think I'd find a good deal again so soon. In the last video, I got a really good deal on PS2 games at a flea market, and literally a week later, I go to another flea market and I find another really good deal on PS2 games, and I am specifically excited for this one because of how good condition the games are in, but I'll give more of the spiel on the story in a minute. As you can see behind me, I'm a big fan of the PlayStation 2. As I said in the last video, I am a PS2 collector. I collect for a lot of retro game systems, but the one I focus on is PlayStation 2. I grew up playing the PlayStation 2, and it holds a very special place in my heart. And whenever I find a really good deal on PS2 games, I get very, very excited. And it happened today, where I got a really, really good deal on PS2 games, so I wanted to share it with you all. The deal I got today evolved interestingly. So as I walk around flea markets, and as I'm sure a lot of you out there know, if you collect video games, it's getting harder and harder to find really good deals on retro games. Thankfully, I collect for the PS2, so the prices are not nearly as high as, say, older Nintendo games like the NES, SNES, N64, stuff like that, or even like a Sega Genesis, for example. Like, PS2 games are still relatively affordable compared to those. I walked into a stall today, and by this time it was kind of towards the getting towards the end of the day, so I was getting pretty tired. It's pretty hot out, and so I was like, I'm probably gonna head home. But I saw that this stall had a couple of systems, they had a couple of games, but it wasn't like a reseller, it wasn't like a specific like game-centric stall. They had a kind of a bunch of everything. And I saw some PS2 games at the end of the table, and I looked at the titles, and not super rare games, not super uncommon games. I probably had about half of them, but there were probably about 20 or so PS2 games there. And so I figured, okay, I'll just hold it up and ask how much it is. And so I held it up and asked and said, how much for the PS2 games? And the guy running the stall said, oh, $5 each. And so I kind of put the game down. I'm like, okay, $5 each. There are some sports games here, some DDR Max, stuff like that. I was like, I'm not going to pay $5 for for those games. And so I started just looking around, looking at other stuff, looking at some of the other games and systems they had, figuring I probably wouldn't buy anything because they all seemed too much for me. Then I was looking at the PS2 games again, and the guy walked up and said, hey, you know what, I could maybe do about $3 a game, or I could do maybe 2 for $5. And I'm like, oh, that's nice of you. I just, honestly, I already have some of these, and I just don't think I'd be super interested. And he's like, well, which games do you want specifically? Maybe we can like make a deal. And so I was like, okay, I'll take a closer look at these games and see kind of if there's any that I really, really want. And when I looked at the games, I realized something that got me very, very excited. They are all extremely clean. And even though I had about half of them, I thought to myself, well, the versions that I have are not nearly as clean as this. I opened some of the box. So firstly, the cases were gorgeous. They were all really, really clean. I opened them up, not all of them, but some of them, checked the discs. I checked 2 or 3 discs, near mint, each of them. The manuals, near mint. And I got so excited because I'm like, wow, it's uncommon to find PS2 games for a reasonable deal, let alone extremely clean PS2 games for a reasonable deal at a flea market. Because usually, as you know, if you go to flea markets looking for games, a lot of the time the games are very grimy, old, the cases are broken, the discs are all scratched up. It's just something that happens when you buy a lot of PS2 games at flea markets, because they're old, and kids don't take care of their games. And so I saw that there were about maybe 20 PS2 games there. Again, I knew I had half of them, but I was really excited at the condition, and so I'm like, how about for all these PS2 games, are you able to do $30? And pretty quickly he said, yeah, I could do 30. And I'm like, deal. Where do I sign? Take my money, please. So I'll run through the games, show you all. Again, I'm very excited about these ones specifically because of how clean they are. Again, I didn't check all of them. A lot of the boxes are super, super clean, so we'll see. Maybe I'll open some up and they're destroyed. But some of the ones I checked were just gorgeously clean, which if you collect retro games, to have a game in mint condition it's a wonderful, wonderful feeling. So okay, we're just gonna start without further ado. There are also a couple of really cool PS2 oriented things that I bought that I'm also very excited about, but I'll do those at the end. Again, like the last video, these are not all bangers. There are a couple of really cool games in here, but not super rare titles, not super uncommon titles, but I'm still very, very excited about them. First game we have is SOCOM US Navy SEALs, in really, really good condition. The manual is in really, really great condition, and the disc is in really good condition too. Not near mint, a couple of scratches, but really, really nice. The next game we have is Madden 2001. The manual is a little bit bent up on the sides, but aside from that, really, really good. The disc is really, really good. A couple of light scratches, but overall really good condition. Although it does have initials written on it, so thanks FB. The next one, a classic. Definitely not a banger. These are probably of the lowest value PS2 games you could ever buy, but I still get excited when I see them. Jam Pack. I think this is volume 11. The manual is in near mint condition. No dings, no scratches. There's a tiny, tiny little bend at the bottom, but nothing crazy. Another Jam Pack. This one excites me. Again, okay, it's still not worth a lot, but I still get very excited. It is Jam Pack Demo Disc Volume 14. The very exciting thing about this one, though, is that it is factory sealed. You can kind of see that seal towards the top. So that excites me a lot. I don't care about collecting factory sealed games, but when I can get one for basically $1 or just over $1, very exciting. Another factory sealed game I got is Puzzle Challenge. Again, very cheap game, but to get it factory sealed really excited me. I'll hold it again up closer to the camera. Next one we have is a racing game, Mustang: The Legend Lives. The manual is in really, really good condition. I love when you open PS2 cases and it has some like resistance. It's like, oh, this has not been opened very, very much. And the disc, I'm sure, is in really good condition. Yeah, this might be the first time it's ever come out of its case. The next one, Arena Football Road to Glory. It didn't have a manual, but the disc is near mint, which is very exciting. The next one we have is Get On to Mike. I probably said that in the lamest way possible. The manual is near mint, and the disc, very light scratches, but not horrible. Up next is Red Faction. This might be the worst condition manual I've ever seen in my entire life. So the back looks good, but the front is just ripped. It's ripped in a really weird way. Like, it looks almost intentional, like they just needed like a piece of paper to write on, and so they just ripped this like a little rectangle. Very odd. The disc has decent scratching, not horrible. They don't look super deep, but they're definitely there. I wonder, do I even call that complete in box? Because the manual is not technically complete. There's like, there's some parts of pages missing. I don't know. The next one, Red Faction 2. The manual is complete, but not in perfect condition. I also do like how on a lot of PS2 games, it's fun to look at the back of manuals and see just advertising for other games. It's also really cool when you have that game specifically. I think I do. Do I have this one? I know I have a SmackDown game or two, but I don't know if it's Shut Your Mouth. The disc has some surface scratching. Not horrible, but not great. I'm sure it will play though. SmackDown Shut Your Mouth. I do not have it. Dang. Well, one day. Next one we have is Madden 2002. It is another guest appearance from FB. Oh, wow, the initials are just on everything. The initials are on the manual. It's on the disc too. Well, FB, since you write on your discs, hopefully the condition is not horrible. Yeah, light scratches, but not horrible. They look pretty surface. The next one, Dance Dance Revolution. I think this is Supernova. I bought this one as well in the last video. Again, I love DDR Max. I haven't played it in so many years, but as a kid, I loved playing it because we had a couple of the dance pads. Loved playing it with friends and with my brother. It was just a blast. The manual's in near mint condition, and the disc, light scratching. Doesn't look horrible. The next one, SOCOM 3 US Navy SEALs. Sometimes when me and my friends come over, we will pick PS2 games at random, and sometimes we land on SOCOM. And it's a running joke with me and my friends that SOCOM totally sucks. I think what it is, though, is that SOCOM is an extremely complicated shooter. It's like a tactical squad-based shooter, and there are so many nuances and rules to it and like different things you can do, which normally I'm all for. I think it's really exciting, but every time we play, we just get like frustrated, and the game does feel kind of slow-moving at times, but I'm sure they're really good games. We just kind of joke that it totally blows. Oh my word. I don't think this has ever come out of its case. I don't even see like, there's not even any dust on it, which is just wild. This might be the cleanest disc I have in the collection. That's actually crazy. The next one, Pac-Man World 2. The manual is in really, really good condition, near mint. I don't think it's been taken out of its case. In the disc, again, this is so exciting for me. As a collector, this is one of the best things, when the disc is just perfect. as a collector, to get games that are so clean, and the moment when you buy a game, especially from like a flea market or just on Craigslist or just like a used game, to open it up and have it be so minty is just, I get so excited. Like, honestly, I'm just like thrilled thinking about it. The next one, Dance Dance Revolution Extreme, another DDR game. Unfortunately, no manual, but the disc is not horrible. A couple scratches. The next one, Madden 2004. The manual, near mint condition, and the disc, some scratching. Not insane, but some. This next game, I've never heard of. It's called Dance Factory, Dance to Any Music CD. Which in theory, sounds awesome. I don't know what that really means though, because if you have to put the disc in, how do you listen to any CD? I don't know. It also sucks to see when the label, you can kind of see there's a pretty big gap at the top, and at the bottom the label's kind of peeking out, and you can tell the label's starting to see some wear. It always makes me sad, and I usually will fix them, which I'm going to do right now. I'm going to slide it up a little bit, like I'm performing PS2 surgery. Now hopefully it won't get much more wear. You have to slide it up carefully because you don't want to increase the range of the bend. So you have to do it pretty carefully, but it's not super difficult. The manual, near mint. Hopefully the disc is near mint too. Let's see. It's pretty close, a couple of scratches. The disc also feels weirdly sharp at the edges. The next game really excites me. I'm really excited to play it. I am very ready for it to not be good at all and be very boring, but Real Fishing 3. I mean, it must be good enough that they made 3 of them, so we'll see. The manual's near mint, and the disc, I'm gonna guess, unused. That looks good. See, that's the thing. I know I said it already, but like the fact that I have a Real Fishing 3 in basically perfect condition just really excites me. This is probably worth like $3 or $4, like legitimately, but God, it's just so exciting. The next one, a twofer, Madden 2004. I think I also bought 1 or 2 in the last video, so now I just have a bunch of these. The manual is really good, a couple of light bends on the sides, but not crazy. The disc is near mint. God, and even the cases. The thing that shocks me the most about these games, to be honest, is the fact that the cases are so clean. I mean, I buy a lot of games at flea markets and like used games. Obviously, most PS2 games out now are secondhand, right? But I see so many PS2 games where the case is just disgusting. Like there's dirt and grime and bends and rips and tears and so many surface scratches. But to see a PS2 game where the case is in good condition is uncommon. It doesn't really make the game worth that much more. I mean, you know, this game is worth like probably $5, right? Maybe $6 max. But it's just so clean, and it puts a smile on my face. Have I mentioned I like clean games? I don't think I've mentioned that yet. Let me say it again. The next one, ATV Off-Road Fury. I have played this game before. It is a lot of fun. I'm a huge fan of MX 2002 featuring Ricky Carmichael. It's one of my favorite games on PS2. This is not as good as that, but I do like this game quite a bit. I don't like that you can't really do that many tricks, but I do also like that there's some co-op fun, like games you can play with friends. The manual is in really, really good condition. Some light bending on the sides, but not crazy. Some surface scratches on the disc, a decent amount, but not horrible. So I bought another one of these. I don't know really what it is. It looks like a demo disc. I bought another PlayStation 2 network adapter startup disc. Again, I don't know really what it is. I guess it's just like demos, but a startup disc makes me think it's not even demos. It's just like what you use to like do something with the PS2. I don't know. I need to look up this. But also, it's so shocking to me. So this has scratches on it. Like the last video, this actually has been used and left out. And, you know, it's just, I don't know. It shocks me. Like, how often do people need to take this out of its case? The world may never know, but here it is. The next item is an honorable mention. I've bought multiple of these over the years. I think about 3 or 4 of them. And every one I've purchased ended up not working. A couple of them worked when I bought them, and then they eventually stopped working. But fingers crossed with this one. I'm going to test it out hopefully before the next video, and I will let you know. But a multi-tap. It always is a horrible feeling when you have 3 other people over and you want to play a 4-player PS2 game and the multi-tap is just not working. I really hope this works. I got this for $5, which is a really good deal for a multi-tap. Usually I think you'll find multi-taps for like $10 to $15. I just really hope it works. I honestly, if this works, I'm going to be so happy. Okay, the next 2 games are massive. I don't mean by rarity, but I mean in size. and I kind of alluded to this before when I mentioned DDR Max, but hang on, and this is from the same vendor. The same vendor had these, and I had 2 of them, and I bought both of them. Guys, it's happening. It's happening. Can you see it? Is it focused? 2 DDR Max dance pads. Incredible. Incredible. Okay. The guy said they work. He assured me that everything he's selling works. So I really hope these work. I'm so excited that I have 2 of them. One of them is complete in box, but this one just has like the wrapping of the box, but the pad is in here. I'm so excited. I will let you all know if it works. I will be testing both of these out, maybe tonight. I'm very, very excited. This one, I'm very, very excited about because it is complete in box. It is DDR Max. It's the Disney one. Yeah, Dance Dance Revolution Disney Channel Edition. Okay, you know what? This is actually a moment of truth because I didn't actually open it yet, but I just kind of figured it was complete in box. Let's find out. Let's find out. I feel like I'm actually like opening a present on Christmas morning. This is so exciting. Again, I didn't check yet. Hopefully it's all in here. Let's see. I'll open it so you can all see it with me as I do it. Looks good. Oh, I see the case. Hang on. The pad is in good condition. I don't really know how to tell if it's in bad condition. I mean, it looks clean. I don't know if it's been used. Hopefully not. I mean, that'd be awesome if it's unused. And inside, it does, in fact, have the case. However, the case is a little bent inward, which you can imagine because the pad has been sitting on it for so long. So the label's a little bit crinkled up. But I'm hoping it's in mint condition. Oh my god, the resistance when I open it. I don't know if this has been opened. Legitimately, I don't know if it's been opened. Maybe once. I just don't know. Mint, but also dusty, so I think it has been out. I think it has been out. It has the manual as well. So exciting. Again, this is not a super valuable PS2 item. I know that, but it's really exciting for me to have. Again, having this complete box is exciting. I know the problem is that it takes up so much space, so storing it is gonna kind of suck. But for me, the most exciting thing is just to have 2 pads. I really hope they work. If they don't work, I will let you all know. I'll give you a full update in the next collection video. Knowing me, I'm probably gonna rip this. Okay, I need to put this on very carefully. I wonder if they knew when they made this that the case would get crinkled up over time. They probably did. Look at these guys. Look how happy they look. All right, real quick, 2 more games before we close out. I got these 2 for $5. I almost didn't buy them, but I really wanted one of them, and one of them I just thought was funny. One of them, Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets. I thought I had this, but turns out I don't, and so I'm excited to have it now. The manual is in okay condition, not great. Some bends, a couple of tiny tears, but not crazy. The disc looks a little resurfaced. It might be resurfaced. I don't know. I'll have to look more closely, but overall good condition. The next one I thought was funny. I don't know how this game is going to work. I'm assuming just a bunch of QuickTime events, but I thought it'd be really funny to play with friends and just pop off and race each other. I got Track and Field, ESPN International Track and Field. The manual is in really good condition, and the disc is beautiful. Don't know if it's even been taken out of its case. All right, so that's it. That's all the games I got today. I wanted to do this in the last video, but I totally forgot. Usually in my normal videos, I'll have like a game sitting over there, a game I'm showcasing. I want to just kind of talk about one for a minute or two. The one I have here is none other than Bully. I'm telling you now, if you like games like Grand Theft Auto and you like Rockstar games and you haven't played Bully yet, play Bully. It is so good. It's effectively GTA. Basically, you play as Jimmy, who went to a really fancy boarding school, and it's supposed to be fancy, but it's totally cliquey and everybody's fighting for power over the school. It's something else. It's so much fun. It's definitely not as violent as GTA, so if that's something that you want to consider, it is definitely not as violent, but it's just as fun, funny. The writing is super well done, and the voice acting, honestly, is some of the best I've seen in a PS2 game, maybe ever. It's really, really well done. Amazing antagonists, amazing protagonists, fun side characters. There are really not that many dull moments. It's a blast. It's a blast and a half. Please check it out if you haven't already. For funsies, let's see what the condition is. I have the map, but not the manual. I have a couple other bullies, so maybe they have the manual in them. This one does not, though. And the disc is decently scratched up, but it plays. It plays. Thank you so much for coming to watch. I really appreciate it. If you like the content, leave a like down below. That would mean a lot to me. I'll see you in the next one.